do it. Let's do it. What's up, Lost Town Kicks fam? We about to do this. We doing this, okay? So I'm gonna share some news we got for the pod. Let me back up first. My car's all fucked up. You see that? The shit just stops. I don't know if you've listened before, you know that some jackass rear-ended me, and now the automatic thing there that detects if there's a car close, it's all fucked up. So anytime I'm in reverse, the shit just starts acting up. So it's a shit show. So that's what that is. That's what that beeping is. So now I'm in drive, so shit's cool. So my buddy Enzo, his aunt passed away, so we had a little hiccup. But you know, I don't want to say that's no biggie, because that's sad news. You know, it sucks. It was his mother's sister, so that just set us back a couple days. But you know, so rest in peace to Enzo's aunt. Enzo is basically he's 50% of this whole thing. He's the one backing my play. He's a barber at Boston Barber and Tattoo Company. If you haven't got a chance yet, look that up on social media. That shit was a great idea by the kid Della Russo, to have a barber shop, a tattoo parlor, and a coffee shop all in one place in the North End. In the spot that it's in, it's like right in the cut. I checked it out yesterday. What a nice spot. So this is gonna be a nice spot. Perfect spot for a podcast. For guys to just kick back and just kick it about whatever. So I've been on my grind. You see I got the new logo. If you check that out, that got like 60 shares right off the rip. Good looks to all the people that engaged in that. So I've been kicking it with a couple dudes that were some good dudes, solid motherfuckers, tough motherfuckers that I did time with. A couple bloods from Boston. I seen they were talking on one of my posts with Maddie on the W number, because we collab on all them posts. So thank God, because I seen my guy Montana. I don't know if all guys that know Montana from the Joe, you don't want to fuck with Montana. I seen him on the post, so I followed him real quick and got at him, and I told him what was going down with the podcast, where it was at and all that, and said, hey, you wanna get on this, you wanna hop on this and tell your story. And he's down, and he let me know that his good friend and fellow Billy Badass brother, from the Joe, Mouse, who's another good motherfucker. That's my guy. Mouse is my guy. So if you know Montana and Mouse from the Joe, those are some dudes that have been around the block, and they're gonna hop on the podcast. They probably gonna be the first official podcast. So we're gonna really get in. We're gonna get into it. So that's gonna be some shit. We're gonna really talk about some shit, but we're gonna make sure we don't ask too many questions on that. You know, we're gonna only talk about whatever they want to talk about, and let them tell their story. You know what I mean? Because them guys got a story to tell, just like I have a story to tell, and I've told it. I went on a few podcasts because I felt the same way, that I have a story to tell, and I think people can learn from it. Well, people can get something from it. You'll get something from it, just like I know that motherfuckers will get something from these two guys, positive or negative. Somebody will get something from these dudes. You're gonna want to listen, right? There's gonna be some dudes from Boston that are gonna tune in. This is gonna move this podcast to a broader audience. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get all types of people on this podcast, right? We're gonna get we're just gonna get a wide range of people. Okay, so I've already spoken to a couple different people to ask them if they want to come on. So I know Mort Beasy just did the W number, and I believe he also just did Laced Up as well. So I'm gonna give him a little break from telling his story, but he's got a hell of a story to tell too. He's from East Boston, but he came up through the grind, and he's coming up in the game, in the rap game as well. But he's a former Latin King that did some time. We were all up the Max together. We were all up there. We were I was on the block with Mousy in Montana a lot, but we were all always in the hole. And the same thing goes for what's his name, Miz, Mort Beasy. We all did time in DDU. I believe all of us were over there multiple times. So those are stories that there's an audience for, and people like to hear. So I hope, I don't see why not. I don't see why Miz wouldn't want to come on, but I'll give him an official invite. But also my wife, the story between me and my wife is a long, illustrious love story that I think needs to be told. And you know what? I want to let her tell it. She's a recovery coach. She helps people, and I mean, she really helps people. Like, there are recovery coaches out there I know that she works with that really just, they're there for a paycheck. They went to the academy, and they're just in it to because there's jobs open for that shit. But she goes above and beyond to help people. Like, she's in this to help. She's changed lives. I've watched her in the 5 years we've been back together. Now, we've known each other 20-something years. We got a 19-year-old daughter together. But we've only been back together for 5 years. So, I went to prison for a long time in between that. Most people that have kids together and have history like that ran around and got high together, you don't see them end up back together. So that's what makes our story so unique and one of a kind. And I just really want to let her come on and tell that story, but also tell her story, because she's got a story. She was in the trenches, and she is just an incredible mother, an incredible person, and she's changed my life. She makes it easier for me to wake up every day and stay sober because of what she provides to me on a daily basis as far as support and family. You know what I mean? That's why I am where I am today, because of her. She's changed my life, and like I said, she's changed so many people's lives. And I want to have her on, so I hope that brings an audience of people in recovery, or people struggling in recovery, and will hear something that they need to hear that can help them, you know, because I want shit to be positive, but I also want shit to be raw and shit that people come to, like, you know, like, look how much money and fame, what's his name, this clown from New Hampshire got, this dude Adam 22. This dude is just a dude, just some lame from New Hampshire who just started a podcast with gang members and for that kind of in that genre. And look at how big he got. Look at how much money he made talking about that culture. And it got to the point where, like, he got lost in who he was. Like, he got so involved. It was almost like some Donnie Brasco shit. Like, do you know what I mean? And I'll explain that simile in a second. You know, like, Donnie Brasco got so involved from being a cop in that criminal gangster lifestyle that he forgot that he was a cop. And Adam 22 got so involved in that same lifestyle that he forgot that he was a lame. Do you know what I mean? He had all these gang members and all this shit on his podcast so much that he started getting crazy with people, and I think he just got indicted by the feds. So now, I don't forget who I am, or I was never really no gangster, you know what I mean? I was a junk tank, you know, but I really wasn't somebody that, I wasn't no junkie, you know what I mean? I wasn't somebody you wanted to fuck with, and I was somebody that would take your shit. But I wasn't stupid, because there's people out there, you don't want to take their shit, because they're the wrong motherfucker. They're the wrong motherfuckers to have chasing you around. You don't want them chasing you around. There's people that will not take that on the chin. Do you know what I mean? And I was not stupid. I was smart enough to know who to take down and who not to. You know what I mean? And I mistakenly fucked with the wrong people a couple times, and I couldn't go back to certain areas for a while because I had got word that people were trying to get me. And also in my area, in Charlestown, but these dudes, these were Dominicans that weren't really about that life as far as violence. They would kill you with a hot shot. And I knew that these dudes had a hit on me, but not violence wise. Like, they were trying to kill me, but they were trying to do it with a hot shot because I KO'd the top dude that was selling dope and coke in Charlestown. I broke the whole left side of his face. Whole right side of his face, because I caught him from the side, and I shattered his whole shit. But someone called them for us. It really wasn't my doing, but that was, you know, somebody had the plug. I couldn't call him. You know what I mean? It was only really Spanish dudes that can call him. It was a Spanish dude that called him to rob him, and obviously I was the one that was going to do it. That's how that happened. I don't even know how it got my name, but it is what it is. But that was, I mean, people know how I got down when I was out there. That's why I always ended up in the joint. Sorry, I got fucking snots in my nose, but I just pick my nose. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what people think. But we're gonna do some things, you know. And it's a shame because I asked people before, do you know what I mean, to do a podcast. And I'm not talking about Jake. Jake just asked me to do something, and hopefully it's still lined up. So we're gonna lay off Jake for a little bit. I asked someone else from my neighborhood, and I don't know, they decided to do something else. They had something else on their mind, and so if I had done that, this opportunity wouldn't have came up. I wouldn't have had my own, the keys to my own podcast, you know. And I think it's better that way, that I got this situation. But I'm not so much nervous as in, like, I like to refer to someone else sometimes, and that's why I grab Josh to buffer and to refer to sometimes. But you know, if it doesn't work out, like, I don't. What the fuck is this person doing? What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Are you serious? Fucking me to me. You fucking asshole. You fucking cocksucker. Fucking driving 2 miles an hour and you want to give fucking people tickets. Fucking cocksucker. You know what this page is becoming good for? If you listen to the whole thing, it's just random road rage fucking things. I'm just good for a random road rage incident. I've had a couple of those so far. You know what I mean? Sooner or later, we're gonna have like a good one that's gonna go viral. But I don't want to go to jail behind one. You know what I mean? If I go to the can, it's gonna be behind, like, protecting my family. Which, June 14th, people, June 14th, the liberals have riots planned. Now, we're not even gonna fucking go ahead and feed into it and call them protests anymore, because they're not fucking protests. There's nothing protesting about what they're doing, setting things on fire and throwing bricks at cops and throwing bricks at federal agents. There's nothing about these things that are protest. Yeah, I mean, the liberals on TV and politicians, liberal politicians on TV will try to tell you that they're protests, but they're not. They're riots, and they've got them planned for fucking hundreds of cities throughout the country on Saturday, June 14th. So, be ready. Be ready. If you have a license to carry, have it ready. I don't have one. And you know what? I'm like trying to talk my wife into trying to go get it. She's not taking me serious, but I'm dead serious. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen. Like, they're planning a civil war on Saturday, and I'm dead fucking serious. Like, people think it's like, listen, every conspiracy that we come up with that's supposed to be a conspiracy ends up coming true. It ends up coming true, and I got the meter maid behind me. Better not even fucking try to fucking pull any shit after he's driving 5 miles an hour down the street. They end up, conspiracies aren't conspiracies if they end up true. So when you got so many conspiracies, alleged conspiracies that turn out to be real or turn out to be true events, they're not conspiracies anymore. So I'm telling you now, fucking be ready on June 14th, because June 14th might be the day that America falls in a civil war over fucking illegals. Over protecting illegals, which you have no idea. You're protecting fucking murderers. You're protecting people that are kidnapping women on the street and putting them into the sex slave and the old flesh trade. Child rapist. They just found one, like I said, I'll keep saying it in every fucking video. They found one living in a fucking a daycare in Marlboro. All types of fucking savages. MS-13s, 18th Street. Animals. That if you want to be in this gang, get down in this gang, you gotta rape or murder somebody. That's the only way to become an MS-13. So if you see an MS-13 member, you know that motherfucker raped somebody or killed somebody, right? And these are who these liberals are protecting. But they're not starting organically, these protests. They're being paid by a man named, I know, I'm going to look it up and I'm going to post it. I have the man's name. He's a guy who was a tech whiz. He sold his tech company for $800 million. He took off to Shanghai. He's in communist China, and he's funding shit like this. Things that he's a communist, and he's funding, you know, basically terrorists, domestic terrorists. Well, basically, you can't say it's domestic now. It's domestic for the people that are actually doing the riots and the things. He's no longer in America, but he's funding all these, you know, plots and plans to overthrow the government and these so-called protests that are and paying these people to show up and to cause uprising, and it's just sad. It's a sad state of affairs. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it. We like I said, there was a little hiccup, and I'm sorry to say what happened. Fucking Enzo's aunt passed away. So pray for Enzo. Pray for Enzo's family. Rest in peace to his aunt. We'll still be on track soon. Like I said, I went and checked out the setting for this, and it couldn't be any more perfect. I'm so honored that they asked me to do this. It really is an honor that with this setting, with the social media, it being as big as it is for this tattoo and barber shop, that they would ask me to do this, because it's gonna be big. It really is. And you know, I'm also honored to have these guys on. These guys are really heavy hitters. They are heavy hitters from the Joe and the blood community, if you want to call it that. And the Billy Badass set. These dudes, they're a force. They are a force, and they got a story to tell. So when that drops, you're gonna want to watch that. So share that, share this, so people are gonna know about Hard Time Real Talk and what's up. Okay, thank you.